Does humanity bring the end of the world? 1. Natural coffers are coffers similar as minerals, water sources, timbers, and fossil energies set up on Earth. While humans use these coffers for artificial and agrarian conditioning, they can also beget reduction in environmental damage. For illustration, deforestation can lead to environmental problems similar as corrosion, desertification, and niche loss. Likewise, mortal conditioning can also lead to climate change by releasing hothouse feasts into the atmosphere. Hothouse feasts, particularly carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, accumulate in the atmosphere and reflect solar radiation back to Earth's face, performing in global warming. This can beget climate change problems similar as rising ocean situations, increased temperatures, famines, and cataracts. Due to all of these reasons, mortal conditioning are dismembering the natural balance and hanging life on Earth. By using natural coffers more sustainably, guarding the terrain, and fighting against climate change, humans can reduce this trouble. 2. Nuclear munitions can beget high situations of radiation and massive destruction. However, a deadly radiation pall can spread and affect a wide area, causing deadly consequences for humans, if nuclear munitions are used. In addition to nuclear munitions, the actuality of other destructive technologies similar as natural and chemical munitions poses a serious trouble to the world. These munitions can beget outbreaks of conditions, chemical poisoning, and other deadly consequences. Away from nuclear war, transnational conflicts and wars also pose a serious trouble to the world. These conflicts can increase pressure and hostility among people, and can affect in indigenous conflicts raising into a global war. In conclusion, the actuality of nuclear munitions and other destructive technologies poses a serious trouble to the world and a great peril to humanity. Thus, transnational peace and cooperation play an important part in reducing global troubles. 3. Resource failure refers to the limited access to essential coffers similar as water and food. Factors similar as population growth and industrialization increase the demand for these coffers, aggravating the failure. Water coffers are dwindling due to factors similar as global warming, climate change, water pollution, and overuse. Water failure poses difficulties in furnishing sufficient drinking water for people and limits the water coffers needed for sectors similar as husbandry, assiduity, and energy product. Also, food coffers are also getting scarce. Dwindling soil fertility, water failure, climate change, and loss of cropland negatively affect food product worldwide. This can lead to increased food prices, hunger, malnutrition, and health problems. Resource failure makes it delicate for people to meet their introductory requirements for survival, leading to mortal deaths and social conflicts. It can also lead to profitable heads and swells of migration. Thus, precluding resource failure and using coffers in a more sustainable manner is pivotal for humanity. As for other causes that would cause the world to perish, the expansion of the Sun refers to the gradational increase in its size and the reduction of its energy over roughly 5 billion times. This process will beget an increase in the face temperature of the Earth and produce an terrain infelicitous for the actuality of life. As the Sun expands, it'll enter its red giant phase, where it'll grow to a size that will gulf the inner globes, including the Earth. The increased heat and radiation from the Sun will beget the abysses to dematerialize and the atmosphere to be stripped down, leaving the Earth negative. The expansion of the Sun is a natural process that will do over a veritably long period of time, but it poses a significant trouble to the future of life on Earth. Still, humans have millions of times to find a way to acclimatize or resettle to a new Earth before the expansion of the Sun reaches its most critical stage. Doomsday asteroid. The collision of a large asteroid that could hit Earth could have ruinous consequences. Such an event could lead to the extermination of a large part of life and indeed to the extermination of all living effects. Big crunch. If the expansion of the macrocosm stops at a point controlled by graveness, a script occurs where space-time could be reversed and the macrocosm contracted again. In this case, the macrocosm turns into a point of great viscosity and may end in a gigantic explosion.